It has literally been raining non-stop for the past 3 days straight, so reviews of the new devices I've recently received have been put on hold for a few days. I have been able to use this time to finally get around to getting the Dualtron Victor upgraded. I also gave a new method of changing the wheel and tubes on the Victor a try, and additionally have some more information for you all when it comes to the particularly annoying wheel situation on the Victor. My first impressions video on this scooter is quite relevant to this video, so go watch that first if you haven't already. I have a decent amount of stuff to share and I think it will interest you, especially those considering this scooter, so let's get started. The only major upgrade I have made on the Victor since my first impressions video is changing the folding bars out for a set of fixed ones. If you recall, my Victor came with the handlebars installed at a bit of an angle, making it awkward to steer. This was caused by an issue with the alignment of the handlebar clamp holes. The adapter I purchased fixed this issue and additionally made it possible to install a standard bike stem and handlebars. I didn't put any expensive or interesting components on it, and I tried to keep the new handlebar width similar to the folding bar width. If I want wider or nicer handlebars in the future, then those will be real easy to install. You can see that I also stacked quite a few spacers on the adapter to get the bars up to the height that I wanted. These can just be purchased in bulk for cheap on Amazon. In my first impressions video, I talked about how annoying it was to change the tube on the Victor, and a number of you suggested a better way of doing it, so let's take a look at that process.
Okay, so what I saw in the comments on the first impression video was that rather than taking off the hub bolts on both sides, the other side has the weird one with the wire that runs through it, to just remove these two bolts here and just take the full side of the swing arm off, and then you can just leave it bolted in on the other side and undo these as well to just pull the rim off. So I'm going to try that. I've actually never done that on any of my scooters and it seems really smart. So thanks to everyone who left a comment about that. Oh, the only issue here is now the mudguard is attached still. The mudguard's keeping the swing arm on, I think. So it's really difficult to get it past this point without taking off the caliper, so I'm just going to finish doing pulling the screws out of the rear mudguard with it pulled halfway out like this, and then I'm going to just pop it back in, tighten this one back down, and then try and do the method where I pull off the swing arm. And I think the rear mudguard is just going to have to stay off. What a poor design decision on this. This mudguard has literally... Hold on. This mudguard has literally been nothing but a pain since I got it, and it's such a shame too because it's good quality and it actually is going to block stuff. But putting the bolts on the inside, and I know it's probably for aesthetics, but holy moly, is it hard to get access to. I just like if it just attached with bolts right here, so many of the issues I've had so far just are non-existent. Then all I'm doing is I'm unbolting the side of that I need to take the swing arm off of, and we're not having this issue where I need to pull the wheel halfway out to get access to the bolts on the inside. Alright, it's been literally, it took me probably almost 15 minutes to finally get those undone. But, alright, that's what they were saying. There's the connections for that. that's actually that's not bad at all. That's actually much easier than the mess that I had before. And so it looks like you would just slot on, if you went tubeless, or when I go tubeless, you're just gonna, it just slides on like that, the whole rim and wheel.
So the process was not much easier the first time using this swing arm removal method, but now that the rear mudguard is off, I will leave it off for easier access to the wheel next time. Now let's talk about the issues with the tubed tires. As you know, I got multiple flats on the rear tube in the first couple of days of riding, and I also mentioned that I had someone on Facebook post in our group that they got a rear flat on their Victor in the first few days as well. Well, this week I received an additional email from yet another person who has gotten a rear flat on their Victor after just a couple days of light riding. I decided to investigate further and looked at the holes that the tubes have in them. I also asked the person who had emailed me to look at the type of flat they had gotten on their tube as well. Turns out that both flats I'd gotten were tiny pinhole flats in the side of the tubes. Like so small that the tubes could still retain air without leaking when they were out of the scooter and I pumped them up. The location of the holes were strange as well. What's even stranger is that the person who emailed me said that his flat was identical, tiny pinhole in the side of the tube. Now, I don't think this is enough evidence to prove that these flats are caused by the scooters themselves, but all the flats are occurring in almost identical time frames on identical wheels with identical punctures. It would not be beyond the realm of possibility that something inside the rim or tire is causing the micro punctures. In any case, the issue, or the real issue, in my opinion, lies in Mini Motor's choice to go with tube tires on the Victor. I genuinely do not understand the decision and feel that tubeless pneumatic should have been the choice from the start. I even bought the scooter thinking that they had tubeless pneumatic tires. It's ridiculous that a scooter of this price and reputation does not come standard with tubeless pneumatic tires. I really hope Mini Motors changes this as soon as possible. Mini Motors did tell me that the tubeless rims and tires from the Dualtron 3 would fit on the Victor, so my next step will be to buy one of the rim and wheel setups to see if it really does work. A single wheel tubeless setup is $75, but I think it's worth it to see if it works. I will update you in the future. In any case, I'm disappointed in Mini Motors and hope that they have enough pride in their nearly $3,000 product to make a change to the Victor and make tubeless pneumatic tires standard. The tire issues are enough to deter plenty of people from buying. I mean, all you have to do is read the comments on my first impressions video, and it's also enough for me to have a really hard time recommending this scooter to others, despite how fun it is to ride when it's working properly. Thanks for tuning into this update, and if you have any thoughts or have any of your own experience with the Victor, then leave a comment down below. Also, get subscribed to see future updates on the Victor and to see other scooter content in the future, and I'll see you next time.